Bright QT. Every student matters.
Now, very, very important thing, human rights. I suppose you all know we all are human. What is the basic nature of human being? What is like their actual requirement? Their actual requirement is to give and take respect. Why so? Why it happens? Because human rights are rights inherent to all the human beings, whatever our nationality, place of residence, or sex, or national or ethnic origin, and language, or any other status. So, what exactly is this? This is like people are to be treated, first of all, as human beings. Then comes the second thing. This right set of standards that guarantee a life befitting a rational human being. These rights are basic and minimum standards without which people can't live in dignity, guarantees the development and wholeness of our being, and are the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace. Now, if I say, like in the recent years, the term human rights are being used more than the term natural rights. Why it is so? This is because the idea of there being a natural law appears unacceptable today, and rights are led a minimally good life. The conception of free and equal self is increasingly being used to challenge existing inequalities based on race, caste, religion, gender. Even United Nations recognize the need for the proper human. Now, what are the characteristics if you see like universal and inalienable, interdependent and indivisible, and equal and non-discriminatory entail both rights and obligations? If I say what exactly the human rights are, let's go a little bit back to that. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is UDHR, and the Revolution of France in 1789, after French National Assembly issued the Declaration of Prominent Human Rights, and it was announced that all human beings are born equal, therefore their rights should be the same. Now, this UDHR is a declaration and which was adopted by UN General Assembly on 10th December 1948 at Palais des Châtelet, Paris. And the declaration arose directly from the experience of the Second World War. And this Second World War, and it represented the first global expression uh, of rights to which all human beings are inherently entitled. And the notion of universal human rights consists of the UNDHR and the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. So, however, this list has been extended over the years as society faced new threats and challenges. So, we do have list of rights which come under the national human rights. Now, see, a National Human Rights Commission was established in 1993 in India, and it helped poor and illiterate and deprived section of the society. And it composed of former Chief Justice of Supreme Court, a former Judge of Supreme Court, and a former Chief Justice of High Court, and two members who have experience in the human rights. And functions inquiry at its own initiative on a petition of human rights, and they don't have the power of the prosecution, can only recommend to the courts. The commission's functions are to receive complaints of custodial deaths, custodial rape, disappearance, police excesses, failure in taking action, indignity to women. Explain the role of education in the development of human personality. Very significant role. Fills a person with knowledge, gives them confidence, and broadens individuals outlook towards life, individual towards their rights and duties, and individual a sense of judgment. and illustrate by giving two examples that my right are your duties and vice versa. If I have the right to property, and then it is the duty of another person to damage, not to damage my property, and if the second person has a right to property, then it is my duty not to damage or steal away his property. So if I have the right to life, then it is the duty of another person not to interfere in my life and enjoyment. Same duty is applicable on me too. What do you understand by economic rights? Like these are the essential for the economic development of an individual. And in communist countries, economic rights are the part of legal rights. And the economic rights of a citizen, right to work, right to get proper wages, right to property, and right to economic security. The principal duties of citizens. As I said, rights and duties go parallel. So till now we have read the rights of the citizens. Let's see what are the principal duties. Rights and responsibilities, we all are under some obligations as well, and rights and responsibilities are correlative. There are no rights without duties, no duties without rights. This is very much true. One duty of mine is other one's right, and others' right are my duty. Duty to protect and improve the natural environment. And in urbanization, overpopulation, and industrialization have made the problem of pollution very acute in modern times. It is a duty of every citizen to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife. And due to respect other rights and observe rules of civic behavior, everyone is expected to observe rule of civic behavior. He should not cause any discomfort and inconvenience to its neighbor. And made by the car, like if I take an example, like the sound made by the car horn or the radio and the TV sets become very unpleasant to others, so we should not do it, we should avoid it whereas it is possible. And my rights are very dear to my heart, so others are also fond of their rights. And then one right activist pleading for the terrorists. Those who speak in favor of terrorists are actually supporting animal rights and not those who violate the rights of society and have no respect for human rights are not human beings, they are animals. And people fighting for terrorists are actually supporting animal rights, said Justice Ajit Pasayat, a Supreme Court judge. Restrictions on the freedom of speech and expression, that is also like we must know what we are speaking so that it should not hurt the sentiments of the other person, it should not hurt the reputation of the other person, and their respect should not be disturbed. So we have to talk in full frontal we should not like use the harsh words or those kind of words which can never be treated as a natural thing. So, in all civilized societies, laws exist to prevent the misuse of freedom of speech and then duty towards state and the nation. Obviously, if state and nation are giving us so many rights, so this is our duty. We should citizens are obliged to observe the constitution and law of the land and to maintain the movements and actions in the, and citizens may be called to uphold the sovereignty and integrity of the country. Then attitude towards values, like Robert A. Dahl has spoken, the democratic personality, and according to him, democracy flourishes best if there was a feeling of tolerance and coexistence. Now let's revise. Define the term duty. Mention any two legal or two moral duties. A duty is an obligation, and legal duties allegiance, obedience, payment of taxes, and the moral duties are good moral character, good health. That's all for the topic, and hopefully, you all have understood it. See you in the next chapter.